Good day, everyone, especially to our instructor, Miss Crystal Jean Clark. My name is Lady Jane S. Lekit from VTVT Ed 2D, major in Food Services Management. In this activity, we are going to answer Lesson 9, Postmodernism. Question is, enumerate and discuss the postmodern and modern culture in a worldwide view. In 1960s to 1870s, the word postmodern is now recognized as postmodern, characterized by broad skepticism, subjectivism or relativism, a general suspicion of reason to the ideology. Postmodern was reaction against modernism, which generally based of human life and belief in this society. As Frederick Jameson pointed out, the postmodernism as oppositional hegemony. Jean-Francois Lyotard, the postmodern is marked by crisis in the status of knowledge in Western societies. This is expressed as an incredibility towards meta-narratives apparatus. Lyotard's focus is on the status and function of scientific discourse and knowledge. Thus, understood is not modernism at its end but in the nascent state, and this state as constant. Jean Bolyard's postmodernism is not simply a culture of the sign, rather it is a culture of the simulacrum. A simulacrum is an identical copy with an original. This idea can be demonstrated with reference to CDs and film. Thus, film and CDs we see or hear a copy without an original. Bolyard calls stimulation the generation by models of reals, without origins or reality, a hyperreal. Hyperrealism claims thus the characteristic mode of postmodernity. Modern pop music. For Jameson, separate the modernist and postmodernist, in which we need to categorize to be aware of the historicizing function of sampling technologies on contemporary pop, in which sampling is used to invoke history and authenticity. Postmodern television. These claims can be made on the basis of a number of television textual and contextual. It can be positive and negative. Colin uses Twin Peaks as means bringing together the different strands of that relationship between postmodernism and television. Postmodernism and the pluralism of value. Postmodernism has disturbed many of the old sentences surrounding question of cultural value. Bourdieu argues that distinction of culture, whether understood as the text, practice, or way of living, are significant between dominant and subordinate groups in society. Bourdieu's purpose is not to prove the self-evident that different classes, different tastes in the culture, but to identify and to interrogate in which making distinctions secure. The global postmodern. Globalization is the supposed successful imposition of American culture around the globe, in which the economic success of American capitalism is underpinned by the cultural work that destroying indigenous culture and imposing an American way of life in local populations. That the role of media corporation is provide in their imagery and messagery. Convergence cultures, it involves the flow of media content across a range of different platforms. There are three factors. First, concentration of media ownership. Second, technological change. Third, factors involves the consumers of media.